Hey yo, let me tell y'all something. You either build or destroy. It is uncivilized not to bring up our community, not to take care of our babies. I leave it up to the artists. You see, these corporations done took over this whole business, and now it's time for us to take it back. The artists are our leaders, so you down with the team? Come on, let's go.
How they wanna talk when I hold it down. Every time I step, man, I wear the crown. Ain't no team, but we all in. Ain't no team, but we all in. On the hardest block.
Oh, here he is, back from his travels.
Oh, yes. Do you think I've got a tan, or?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, great tan. looking positively bronzed there, James. You and your beloved Tegan are hardly olive-skinned, the pair of you, are you?
No, not at all. I really struggle.
You have got a bit of colour, actually, in fairness.
That's good. I burn very easily, but I struggle to tan.
Yeah. How was it? Did you have a great time?
It was amazing. Best country I've ever been to, honestly.
Oh, really?
I'd love to live there, to be quite honest.
Would you?
Yeah.
What, like go out, set up like a little boat business where you ferry people between islands or run a little bar or something?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I want to deep delve, but before we should say that you may have noticed uncharacteristically that we haven't heard Jack's voice yet, which would be impossible 30 seconds or a minute into a podcast. I say that like I'm not guilty of the same thing. But Jack is busy doing a workshop. He's been an actor today and got dragged in quite last minute to go take part in a workshop, a dramery workshop, a show development workshop. So, he can't join us in the Clubhouse today. So it's just a great opportunity to catch up with James about his recent holiday to Thailand, and I want to go on a political rant, so let's do that in a minute. How was it then?
It was great. We went all over the country. We didn't sort of stay in one place. So we started in Bangkok, and then we went south to all of the beaches.
Yeah.
And then up towards the national park, which was beautiful, Chiang Mai, and then came home.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. And what was the favourite spot?
There's this national park called Khao Sok that we visited. It's a rainforest, and it's older than the Amazon.
Oh, wow.
And it's an absolute most beautiful place I'd ever seen. It was so gorgeous there. And we went.
Wow.
There's a massive lake in the middle of this rainforest, and we went sort of kayaking around there.
Great.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and because you were away, how long? 2 weeks in the end?
Yeah, just over 2 weeks. We stopped at Norway on the way back.
Oh, yeah, because your partner flies for which airline?
Norse Atlantic.
Norse, that's it, yeah. Oh, great. And it's rare to go away for that period of time. And when you do, you properly disconnect a bit, don't you?
Yeah.
Or you start to disconnect.
I've not had a holiday like that in a while, so it was lovely to just sort of get off grid and just enjoy a new culture.
Yeah. Oh, so good. And do you feel a changed person?
I do. Yeah, I do feel a changed person. It's relaxed me a bit more. It's changed the places I want to see and go to now.
Yeah.
So, I feel better for it. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And you had, which we're going to save for next week, you had a sporting experience, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Me and T spent a night watching some ringside Muay Thai boxing, which was very, very good. T ended up enjoying it a lot more than she thought she would, which was great.
Oh, yeah.
And I did some research, and I've got a whole episode ready for us.
Yeah, we're going into combat sports next week, big time, with James's real life experience, including ladyboy boxing. Was that part of it?
Yeah. Well, in the middle there was some ladyboy boxing. Yeah,
great.
Which, to be honest, was very similar to female boxing, but it was still very, very intense.
Yes,
good stuff.
Great. Well, I'm excited for that. And just a quick on Brighton, who while you were away did very well in the FA Cup yesterday. Did you observe that?
I was very, very busy yesterday, but at the pub that I work at. But I was getting bits and pieces when people were coming in.
Yeah.
Because in Brighton was a very busy city yesterday, because not only was there the Brighton football, but also there was a half marathon.
Oh, yes, that's
in
right.
Brighton.
Yes. I saw some friends actually who'd like showing their rather snazzy half marathon medals that weren't typical half marathon looking plastic faux metal medallions, but were they even pottery or something? They looked quite cool. Did you see any?
Yeah, because people came in with these medals and they looked like almost metal. They looked like pucker stuff. I was very surprised also.
Yeah, like beach scenes on them or something. They looked really good, really cool. So was the city, it was a nice day as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a gorgeous day. The city was alive and everyone just sort of had sport and athleticism on the mind. It was electric. It was very good.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've mentioned it before, but my idea of hell is running any kind of distance. But I've been along and watched people do these things, and there is always a sense of euphoria when people complete, obviously, because they commit to these things often months in advance. Like anyone who's currently building up to the London Marathon will be, I guess, scared and excited in equal measure, probably not equal measure, disproportionate measure, like terrified of the impending 26 miles that they've got to run, and how quickly time is coming upon them, and all that brilliant commitment to self of like, I'm going to use my marathon place, I'm going to train, and now they're thinking, shit, I haven't done any training and it's in 4 weeks or something like that.
But like you, I don't like the idea of running, but there must be such an intense feeling of relief and pride at the end,
an achievement. Yeah, totally.
And everyone I was seeing that when people were coming in yesterday, and it was good to see as well. Yeah,
I love that people are coming straight to the pub after they've done the half marathon there and ordering like steak pie.
Yeah, we have roasts on, so people are having roast dinners. Yeah.
Is it a good roast down at the Dyke House?
Well, we've just got a new chef in, a young 25 or something, young whippersnapper, but he's putting on a very good roast. So I had one of his yesterday, nice bit of pork belly, it was gorgeous.
Oh, great, yeah. Well, if you're in Brighton or the environs, get down to Dyke House and try out the young whippersnapper's roast pork.
Oh yeah, please do.
I was cooking up a Mexican feast yesterday. You remember I was away in Mexico over New Year. I've been doing this come dine with me with friends, and it was my turn to host. So I went full on Mexican feast. And I used to be like of the school, like one of my friends was going to do it. I was like, oh, Mexican, like, isn't it just all the same thing in different shapes? And obviously that's a very uncultured experience, like perception of Mexican food. And then I obviously went to Mexico and had amazing food and was really inspired and bought some ingredients back with me and set about creating this Mexican feast yesterday, which took all weekend to prepare because I did everything from scratch, including making my own corn tortillas. I made my own tortilla chips.
Wow.
I made everything from scratch. And it took hours and hours and hours, but it was really good. I really, really enjoyed it.
Mexican is my favourite food. You need to pin some of these recipes on the Clubhouse corkboard.
Oh, yeah, totally. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll even do a little Mexican night in the Clubhouse because now I think I could upscale this and do some proper like Mexican fiesta food. But also, I need to speak to Debs now, who's taking over the bar from Ken. But I did a mezcal margarita, a mezcal blood orange margarita.
Oh, man.
So good. I think I prefer mezcal to tequila. I've never got on with tequila, but mezcal feels a lot more palatable to me.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. Mezcal is lovely.
Yeah, really good. And top tip as well, my dessert cocktail was a carajillo, which is like a better espresso martini. It's espresso shots, but it's half espresso shot and then the other half is just liquor 43, which if you've ever had, have you had it?
Yeah, I've had liquor 43, yeah.
Great. And you just shake up liquor 43 and espresso, and it's a nicer espresso martini without all the syrup and shit like that. So yeah, really, really good. Really good. So yeah, I had that with my porn star margarita cheesecake that I made.
Damn, this sounds like such a nice night.
It was great. Yeah, it was really, really good. But I want to ask, I've been reflecting on Friday's events. Were you witness to the extraordinary scenes in the White House? Have you watched it?
I've watched bits and pieces. Yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah, what was your reaction?
Well, I mean, the main thing that I'm focused on is everyone being so pent up on what the Ukrainian man is wearing.
Yeah.
Zelensky. And I am very interested in like World War II and things like that. And like I've gone to visit Auschwitz and stuff. And I've seen images of like Churchill during wartime.
Yeah.
And he's very much not in a suit at all. I think most of the time he wore like a boiler suit a lot of the time. And he was going around. I just feel like I don't understand what is the problem with that. I don't get it.
I think you're so right. And I think actually Churchill, in a meeting with Eisenhower, I think, was not in a suit at the White House. So there is precedent there. And of course, you know, his perspective is he's in combat. You know, so he's wearing his combat fatigues, and to pay respect to the soldiers who are on the front line, he is making a visible gesture of solidarity by not wearing a suit, but indeed wearing combat fatigues, which he has done since day one. But of course, apparently that question was planted by a journalist who is the husband of Marjorie Taylor, whatever her face is, who is the, in my opinion, crazy senator who has very extreme right-wing views and is close to the Trump camp. But, well, there's lots of theories, isn't there, about that being a plant to try and, bring that to bear and to irk Zelensky. I watched it live, well, as live as you can, because it was in delay, the events. But I was watching BBC News 24 when it unfolded, and I was deeply affected by it. I was really destabilised all night having watched it and seeing it being replayed. But rather than delve into the politics of it, I was thinking about two perspectives. One, as a communications coach, which my business, non-fiction people, if anyone's looking for communications coaching, go to the website, is, well, two things from a communications point of view. And then I had a bit of an epiphany from a sporting point of view about America. And Jack will be so up for this conversation, so I'm sorry he's not here. From a communication point of view, it was really interesting how when people talk over each other, it is impossible to ever find consensus. Yeah. And in any conflict, whether it's an argument with your partner, argument with your family, a workplace argument, on the sporting field, wherever, when you find each other talking over each other, someone has to be the adult in the room. Someone has to stop. Someone has to listen to what's been said by the other person, and then one person, it's the only way you can ever move conflict forward, has to empathise with the other one. Empathise is not agreeing, but you just need to say, I can see you're upset, I understand why you're upset. My perspective is a different one. This is my perspective. What do you think? This has been used in peace negotiations in Northern Ireland, using empathy, being an adult in the room, transactional analysis. Ultimately, someone has got to break the deadlock and be the grown-up, be the adult. And what was witnessed there was that you would expect that adult to be the self-appointed leader of the free world, who is clearly incapable of doing that in that moment, and in so doing, incensed the situation. And let's not even go on to J.D. Vance. I'm not saying Zelensky was without blame at all in terms of effective communication in that moment, but extraordinary to watch. But my sporting epiphany was, I was thinking how in most cultures I know, the dominant sport, football, cricket, in India or the subcontinent, or ice hockey in Scandinavia, wherever it might be, there is ultimately a national team that is the preeminent force of that sport. Yeah. So in football, you can play for Liverpool and you can play for Manchester United, and ultimately you will then go on to represent England or Scotland if you're at the pinnacle of your sport. And that overrides those rivalries. And indeed, the downfall of English soccer over the years has been when that hasn't been able to be overridden. There's been cliques in the dressing room. The success, you could argue, of Gareth Southgate's reign, above and beyond his coaching really, was the ability to build unity and a shared purpose of bringing people together for something bigger than their self-interest, the team. It's true in cricket, in other sports. The dominant sports in America are American football, baseball, and basketball. And in all three of those sports, with the exception of the Olympic team in basketball, once every 4 years, there's no Team USA. You don't represent USA in NFL. You don't represent USA in baseball, unless it's the Olympics again. It's coming in again, I think, baseball. You only represent Team USA in basketball once every 4 years. And I think that is really revealing, like sport analogies, I think, are revealing about so many parts of society. But ultimately, the self-interest is the dominant force. You can be part of a team, but ultimately, those parts of the team are serving something bigger in a British culture, for example. But in American culture, it's still ultimately a divide, confrontational, you and them sport. And I think that is really fascinating about this kind of America first attitude and the lack of understanding at the moment about the fact that when you come together, you can be greater than the sum of your parts, that you can achieve something amazing, as is the case in a creative process where we've just had Oscar night. Award ceremonies are really uncomfortable on one level because it's saying that the lead actor or the lead actress or the director are somehow more eminent than the videographer, the costume designer, the lighting person. But ultimately, all those people in the room know that no part of that film would be achieved unless all those parts were working together to achieve something extraordinary. It's the same in theatre, it's the same in any creative process. And I'm just really fascinated by thinking about how in sport, even Team America in the Olympics, what are America dominant at? Athletics. It's individuals. Even in the relay, they've dropped the baton loads of times, often because they just haven't come together to practice it, because they think they can get away with it. Their talent is going to be fine. It'll override them. I just make it as an observation about one part of why we're in this current geopolitical situation. That's my rant, James. Thoughts?
I think it's very on point. It's not a comparison that I've ever thought to make, but it is actually so true. It's almost like you said, they call themselves the leaders of the free world, but they're a very internal country with a lot of their thoughts and feelings, and also this is getting a little bit more political, but they kind of expect the world to be focused on them constantly as well. And I guess with sporting, it's very similar, having their own sports that only they play.
It's really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, another tenuous link, this weekend, people will know that I'm a big Rugby League fan. And Rugby League had a night in Las Vegas this weekend where 4 Australian teams, 2 British Super League teams, and the Australian women's national team played Great Britain national team, 4 games back-to-back in the Allegiant Stadium, which hosted, not this year, but last year's Super Bowl in Las Vegas. Huge sporting stadium. And a bit like the NFL have been doing these games in London and other cities around, the ARL, which is the Rugby League in Australia, and the Super League, which is the eminent Rugby League competition in Britain, joined forces and took games to Las Vegas. They did it last year. The Australian Rugby League took 2 games last year. There were 45,000 people went last year to watch that. And this year, it was 50,000 people. They've increased that again. Obviously, some Aussies and Brits went over. I think about 10,000 Brits went over from supporting Wigan and Warrington, who were the teams who played. But you can expect that at least 30,000 of those people were Americans going along to watch this sport. Now, Rugby League is a sport that should do really well in America. It's physical, it's combative. Yeah. There are references to American football, but with no pads, going twice as hard at each other, but with none of that stuff. So people are in awe of it. And I heard a player who used to play for Toronto Wolfpack, which was a Rugby League experiment that took place in Toronto a couple of years ago. Money sort of did for them in the end, but he was playing in there, and he was saying that he thinks Americans are really up for Rugby League because he said in his experience in North America at Toronto and going out to do some development in the USA as well as Canada, he said the response people were getting was they loved the culture of it. They loved the team ethic of it. They loved the family nature of it. They loved the fact that there wasn't really one preeminent player. It wasn't all just around the quarterback or the pitcher. Yeah. It was a real team endeavour, and the physicality of it, but the culture of it, they really, really loved. And Rugby League is famous for a kind of very tough, confrontational sport, but an extraordinarily collaborative culture, like gay presidents of the Rugby League, gay players before any other sport, speak as you find, no one cares. Very inclusive sport. And so I thought that was also really fascinating, that if that sport was being put in relief to some of those other ones, how it might be successful. So I thought that was a really interesting observation by the guy who'd been spending the last 3 or 4 years going, this is a great market for this game. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that progresses. But, yeah, the results were pretty dominant. Wigan thrashed Warrington, and unfortunately, the Great Britain women got absolutely tomped by the Australian women, sadly. So that was a shame. But the 2 Aussie games were really tight, including the Cronulla Sharks, who are my team, who did really well over there as well. But, yeah, that's my American political sport observation.
Nice. And to be fair, my brother is mad for American football. He does like Super Bowl watch parties and things like that. And I honestly, I've never said this to him, but I don't understand the appeal of a British person staying up to 3 a.m. to watch a game.
It's good Jack's not here.
One is so stop-start, and then 2, you're stopping in the game, and you're also stopping every 5 minutes for adverts. Yeah. I just don't... I'll have this conversation with Jack if he wants. Yeah. But I don't understand. Whereas rugby, you've not got any of the protection. It's got all the things that you just said, and the culture is a lot better as well. It feels so much more plastic, the culture, with surrounding sort of Super Bowl and NFL. I
wonder how that went down as well, like when the fans were watching 40 minutes straight through of each half.
Yeah.
And the pace of Rugby League, and especially the Australian NRL, it is incessant. It's unrelenting. It is like power all the way through. Like the grand final last year was the most physical thing I've seen for years, and it was 80 minutes of hits. And so I bet America would be great to get the reaction, but I think it's gone on well. And long, obviously by inference, it's kind of slagged off America a little bit, but I really hope Rugby League takes hold there. It'd be a great thing, great market for it. Do you show sport in the Dyke House? Is there screens?
We do, yeah. Only at the moment, only for
Premier League,
BBC, and anything that's on BBC or ITV. But we do show the sport. I would like to be able to show or ride a range of sports, so hopefully we can in the future.
Yeah, you've just got to pay that Sky Sports pub licence.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, not cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So what's your week looking like, James? What are you up to this week?
Just working this week, so it's just going to be from the clubhouse to work and then back to the clubhouse for me.
Yeah, great. That's as good as life could get, really. Brilliant. So next week we'll come back together with a bit of a combat sports insight into Muay Thai boxing. Why is it Muay Thai?
Yeah. Muay Thai it's named after what they call the sport, which is basically called the art of 8 limbs, which is what I will go into in the episode and why it's called that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why it's called Muay Thai. Great.
All right. Well, join us next week back in the clubhouse where we delve into Muay Thai and we'll all get our 8 limbs out.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Amazing. All right, we'll have a good week.
You too, Rob.
Bye.
Don't be scared to say just what you think, 'cause no matter how bad someone's listening, don't get what you say, yeah, yeah.